You all there with me? Let's see how quick people come on. So I've been going live every Monday nights for, oh gosh, several weeks now. So see this little tyke back here? This guy, this is a little 4-point buck I shot with my bow, eons ago, a long time ago now. There's a really cool story, backstory to this, to getting this buck with my bow. And that whole story and that video, the whole hunt, is on my YouTube channel, Spikes and Gills. Yeah, and these are some sheds I got back here. So tonight I got one of my 2 doe tags filled, and I can still shoot my trophy buck. I can still do my trophy buck hunting, but I've got one of the 3 local tags filled. Like what I mean by that, my local tags are those tags that I can fill around home where I live. But I have 2 tags for the Maine's expanded archery season. I have a doe tag for that, and I have an either sex buck or doe tag, either sex tag for Maine's expanded archery season. So I potentially can shoot 2 bucks and 3 does this season. I have 5 tags currently. Oh, well, 1 filled already. I have 4 more deer tags currently. So for this season. All right, where is everybody? Still hunting? Hope not. Hunting hours are done. Oh, there'll be people on here soon enough. So, oh, there we go. Who just joined me? So if you're joining me now, please drop comment below. Let me know who you are. Let me know if you're planning a moose hunt or going on a moose hunt or attending a moose hunt just as a friend. Yeah, let me know all about your moose hunting adventure coming up. Or let me know about your moose hunting experiences. Let us know. Let us all know that are joining us live here right now. Let us know in the comments. Start chatting away. So my goal here, going live every Monday night. I've been live every Monday night for the last several. There we go. Huntress Outdoors. Doe. Oh, congrats on your nice doe. Yeah, I think this Huntress Outdoors might be someone who helped me drag my deer out tonight. Well, she didn't do any dragging, her kids did. But so thank you, Huntress Outdoors. So let's see. Yeah, so it was a doe I shot tonight. But wait, Huntress Outdoors. No, that might not be who. See, who's this? P-Bear. Englishman here. What's the best place to go to see some good Canadian or American nature? So P-Bear wants to know, everyone, where the best places are to go to see some good Canadian or American nature. Wow, that's a loaded question too, because there's so many. Have you ever heard of like the Katahdin Mountain Range? Now, let's see, like central Maine, then western part of the state of Maine has great mountain ranges. Then you can go further south, go to like your Carolinas, go to there's the I'm probably going to butcher this. The Wachita Mountain Range. I'm totally screwing that up. But that's not in. Oh yeah, because you asked about Canadian and American. Yeah. So the whole eastern coast, from south to north, gives you some great opportunities for sightseeing and seeing a lot of wildlife, great hiking, backpacking, camping, hunting adventures, and things like that. So, so all those of you that are just coming on here, please leave in the comments below letting us all know if you're going on a moose hunt, if you're planning a moose hunt this year, if you drew a moose permit for like the state of Maine. Let us know some of your moose hunting adventures and moose hunting experiences. Share your moose hunting tactics that you've used in the past to be successful at shooting your moose. Leave them in the comments below. I want to build a great strong hunting community every Monday night on my live streams. I want us all to chat, let me talk and converse with you through chat, and we can all converse with one another and talk and hunting, whether it be moose hunting in this case. In this instance tonight, let's go over some moose hunting. I'm going on a moose hunt next week, so I made quick work of it. Let's see, today's the, what I mean by making quick work of it, I mean I made quick work of filling at least one of my deer tags before going on the moose hunt, because there'll be no deer hunting for me next week. Today's the second day of Maine's regular archery season on deer, and I was able to fill one of my 2 local doe tags tonight, and I can still go chase after the trophy buck that I've been getting on camera, that I've been following for the last 3 years. I have his shed antlers from the last 2 years in a row. This buck I really want, I call him Curly. I got Shorty last year. One of his suitors I got last year, there was two target bucks that I was hoping to get my arrow through last year. I managed to get one of those 2 target bucks last year. Now, this year is again 2 target bucks. There's Dagger and then there's Curly. I again have 2 target bucks this year that I'm hoping to get one of them. Let's see, Vincent Cool says hi. Hey Vincent, how you doing, buddy? Vincent, are you going on a moose hunt? Hi right back to you, Vincent. So Vincent, while I got you here, while you're saying hi and joining the chat, P Bear, he asked, where are some good Canadian and American nature? Where are some of the best places to go in Canada or America to sightsee and to have some nature experiences? So leave them below. Oh yeah, Vincent Cool says yes, he's going on a moose hunt. Great. Where are you going on your moose hunt, Vincent? Where I've got, zones 5 or 6 in Maine. It's not my tag. I'm just going as the cameraman and as a friend. My moose hunt's next week, and it's in like the Eustis, Stratton, Carabasset Valley area. Where's your moose hunt, Vincent? Couple years ago, I went with these same guys, these same friends of mine, and we got a trophy bull. He was just shy of being record book inches wise on his rack by a couple inches. He was a couple inches shy of being a record book bull. He was the best the biologist could figure at the tagging station. He was over 5 years old. He was somewhere between a 5 and 7-year-old bull, and he field dressed 864 pounds. Just a massive rack. He was a great bull. So we had a successful moose hunt. Me and the same group that are going on a moose hunt next week, we had a very successful moose hunt a couple years ago. So I'm anticipating a good hunt this year too. And the difference is this year there's a guide that I'm going with. Me, Josh, and Skip, we're going with a guide. I'm going as the cameraman. And one of our friends has to stay behind. He's going to just deer hunt. He's going to bow hunt deer because the guide's only allowing me, Josh, and Skip to go on the hunt with him. So yeah, where are you going on your moose hunt, Vincent? Oh wait, he says I don't know. But he's interesting. Have you ever been on a moose hunt, Vincent? Will this be your first ever moose hunt? Let's see, me and the guys 2 years ago, how we got that trophy bull moose was we got off the beaten path. It's very helpful to not heater hunt. So Vincent says no, he has never been on a moose hunt before, so this is his first moose hunt. So congratulations on your first ever moose hunt, Vincent. I hope you get one. Or you or whoever it is that you're going with on the moose hunt. I really hope you guys are successful. It's very helpful to not follow suit, not be a follower and follow along with the other like 85-90% of hunters that are driving the dirt roads and old logging roads in hopes to spot one off the road or off the beaten path and to shoot one out of their vehicles. I've found though that there's less and less moose sightings that way. as the moose hunts have continued over the years through the course of eons in the state of Maine, especially, and I'm sure other areas, the moose have learned very quickly to avoid the roadways, the dirt roads and logging roads, and avoid the big wide open areas during the daylight hours because of all the human disturbance, the pressure. The bullwinkle is not a dumb animal, as some people think. He's not a dumb, clumsy animal. They can learn very quickly. All the animals that we pursue, that we hunt, your deer, your bear, your moose, your elk, your coyote, your turkey, whatever, they can all learn through repetition and through circumstantial, like, situational circumstantial situations going on currently around in their environment. Through repetition, they learn. They can very quickly learn and rationalize that, hey, oh man, I better not go over there. Like the last several days, there was something strange over there. There was human disturbance, human pressure can put the kibosh to your hunting success in a flash and hurry. And the moose, they're no different than the other animals, than the deer, the trophy buck you're pursuing. They're going to, the moose, the trophy bull moose you're after, is going to learn very quickly to avoid. What are you doing? Excuse me, guys. This is off the beaten path. What are you doing with that fan? You want to come say hi to everybody? Vincent says he's going fishing too on his moose hunt. So you're doing a fish moose hunt combo? That was my son, Bryson. He's heading to bed. Bryson says hi, everybody. That's really cool. That's awesome, Vincent, that you're doing a fish moose hunt combo. So I was strayed there a little bit because I got distracted from my son, but I was talking about how the moose they've over the years, and from all the hunts, each and every year the hunts on the same weeks and kind of same times a year, and just the increase of vehicles, the increase of human pressure, human disturbance in the areas has quickly changed the way the moose travel through their home ranges and stuff. So, and it's also made it a little tougher for a lot of moose hunters to tag their moose. So, a lot of, like, these a long time ago, I remembered as a kid, actually, when the moose hunts were just, geez, Bryson, holy cow, you can make enough noise. Oh, I remember a long time ago hearing about a lot of moose hunters tagging out in the first couple days. It's not that easy anymore. Now moose hunters can almost go the whole week on a week-long hunt before spotting a good moose, before spotting a shooter, or even before seeing moose and before being successful. And a lot of moose hunters are getting big fat goose eggs. They're eating tag soup, not being successful. So, and that's for good reason. So, me, Josh, Jason, we weren't going to be a heater hunter. We weren't going to heater hunt travel. Or we got off the beaten path. We put boots on the ground and scout hunted. We did like while we hunted, we scouted, we looked for fresh. I mean, we got several hundred yards off the dirt road and back into a hidden gem. We found an old 3-year-old cotton that was surrounded by forest, and that was hidden off the beaten path. There was like a big berm of dirt on the side of the road, lots of thick vegetation growing up. It was like a wall, so all the other hunters driving by couldn't see what was in there, couldn't see what we were seeing, and we found great moose sign. And the guys, when they went a month prior to this area, they scouted the spot where we hunted. And this is helpful too, before ever going on a moose hunt, to do some scouting months prior, if at all possible you can. And they did. Josh, Jason went up to the area and they jumped to cows. They knew some cows were living in here, and then it was going to be the moose rut during our hunt, and it was, and so it was very helpful to know there were some cows living there. So we knew that would draw the bulls in. And there was a friend of the families that assured them there was 2 good bulls living out there, hidden in that gem, the hidden gem that we found, that where we went to hunt. And we actually, Josh, Jason, and I, we used some calling. We actually ambushed the moose. What we did was we sat overlooking an intersection of moose trails. The moose trails were actually going up and down old logging trails, logging roads, logging paths that were grown up with lots of vegetation for them to eat. There was a lot of forb, your broadleaf forb type herbaceous vegetation that was 3 or 4 feet tall, that was tall enough for the moose to browse on, to pick and eat as they walked up and down their trails. And there was a low elevation area, a swampy wetland down behind us to our right. We were on like a point. We were sitting on a high rise on a point of land so we could have a vantage point, see all around us. Bryson, you're making too much noise, bud.
I don't care. I'm trying to feed our cats.
Quiet. Holy cow. Well, if you're going to talk, why don't you come in front of the camera? Say hi to everybody. Why would you blurt that out? Here, come say hi. Anyways. So, yep, so back to the story. So me, Jason, Josh were on this point of land. We could watch the intersection of where the trails intersected out in front of us about 50, 60 yards. And we could see through the woods quite a ways this way. We could see, they had good vantage point where Josh, Jason, they were the shooters. Jason drew the tag and made Josh the subcommittee, and I was the cameraman filming. And we went to this area in the morning with no success. We did some calling too, periodic calling. We sat in this general area. We were like 100 yards away from the area where we actually shot the bull. And the guys put up some scent wicks with some scent attractant, some like estrus cow, moose scent, and some other attractant cover scent stuff on the scent wicks. We had that out. We did some periodic calling. The morning wasn't a success, but we did mid-morning, late morning, midday. We got up and went out walking around. Went out to the old 3-year-old cutting, the logging, the clear cutting, and we walked around, scouted, looked for a fresh sign. Did some calls out there too in the cut, see if we could maybe call up a bull out there. And that was to no avail. So the morning was a bust. But we decided to go back to the same area for the evening sit. It was only the first day of a week-long hunt. So we had plenty of time. But the guys felt very confident about this area, just given what they were told and having scouted the area and all that, knowing there were moose there. And so we, instead of sitting where we were in the morning, we went like 100 yards deeper in the woods, a little further in, found a better vantage point. This was that point, high-rise point of land I was talking about a few moments ago. And we were in like a pinch point bottleneck area between a swamp, wetland, where the moose possibly could be bedded, and then that clear cut. And it was definitely a travel corridor, pinch point bottleneck down area that would hold moose and kind of funnel moose through the timber as they wanted to stay. The moose obviously traveling by would want to stay in this area, stay out of the wide open and stay out of that swamp, the least favorable travel areas. They were obviously following the paths of least resistance, traveling these old skidder paths. That's where the moose trails were. And they were beat to a pulp, and you could plainly see where the moose were grazing. There was scat everywhere, and bull sign, cow sign. And we did some calling. At first we were doing like some estrus cow, moose calls, and then we'd end with a little bit of young bull, adolescent bull calling. And that didn't produce anything. We did a call maybe every 20 or so minutes, 15, 20 minutes. We'd do a call in sequence and wait another 20 minutes before calling again. And we decided to, like the last hour of shooting light, we decided to just do bull calls only. Switch it up, not do any cow calling. Good night. Do you want to say hi?
Nope.
You You gonna slam the door too, like Bryson? So so Josh and Jason are like, let's try some young bull calls, and they did. What's that? And I don't even know how long it was when we stopped. After stopping the young adolescent bull calls, we did a calling sequence for that, and we heard thrashing and crashing. We heard, oh, oh, oh. We heard the big, loud, guttural grunts of a bull come in, and he was coming in hot and heavy, and he was making a lot of noise. And we got really excited. We got all ready. The guys stood up, and their rifles got in ready position, and I got the cameras turned on. I'm filming. And it was just a great, great hunt. We got this trophy bull down on the first day. We couldn't ask for anything better. So anyone else that's here live going on a moose hunt, besides Vincent? Vincent's going on a moose hunt fishing combo trip. That's awesome. So how come you don't know where you're going on the moose hunt, Vincent? Oh, it says dad. Oh, dad. His dad must have the moose tag. So that's cool. Tiny Tines production. What's up? How is it going? It's going great, Tiny Tines production. Tiny Tines, Vincent here, him and his dad, I guess, going on a moose hunt fishing combo trip. That's awesome. Tiny Tines, are you going on a moose hunt this year? I just got done sharing. Maybe you chimed in and were listening to the tail end of my story of the trophy bull moose hunt that me and my friend Josh Jason were on a couple years ago. I was sharing that whole story of how it went down, the tactics we used, and how we were successful. Are you going on a moose hunt, Tiny Tines? And if so, where are you going? And what kind of moose hunting tactics or methods are you going to use? So please, everybody that's joining us live, share your moose hunting experiences with us in the chat. Let us all know if you're going on a moose hunt this year, if you ever moose hunting, and what your favorite method and tactics are to use to pursue the moose. Yeah. So I've been live for almost a half hour now. I do go live every Monday nights. I've been live for the last 5 or 6 weeks. I didn't skip a Monday. And it was all bear hunting content. It was all about black bear and bear hunting first weeks ago. Now we're into moose hunting and deer hunting. And let's see how he answered. So Tiny Tiny says, I went white-tailed deer hunting this evening. Seen a spike and 4 does. Sweet. Congratulations on your sightings. I have 2 doe tags. Well, I just filled one tonight. Tiny Tines. I got a nice big doe tonight. I got like the shot and filmed it with 3 different camera angles and stuff and such. So I can't wait to edit that hunt, put that together, and get it up on the YouTube channel. But I have another doe tag to fill, and then I can obviously still hunt for a buck, my trophy buck that I'm hoping to get this year. And I have MAINE expanded archery tags. I still have a couple tags for expanded archery zones. So a spike forward. It was very hot. Was it hot where you were, Tiny Tines? Today it was brutal. It was like 80 degrees. I almost didn't go hunting, but I got done work at 5 p.m. and I had like almost a 40-minute drive to where I had to park before I even got my gear together and ready to go to the stand. And I arrived at my parking spot at 5:40 p.m. Got my pack together with my cameras in it, and put on I stayed in my work pants and work boots and just put on. It was hot enough I didn't need a coat. Just put on a camo shirt and my camo hat. Grabbed my bow, put the GoPro on the bow, got my other cameras ready, put the pack on, and booked it for the stand. I had like a 200-yard walk to get to a stand. The same stand I shot my trophy buck off of last year, my 202-pound 9-pointer. And I was in the stand 20 minutes. I did the lost fawn muse. I called this doe in. I simulated a fawn that may have strayed from the doe and was kind of lost and looking for her not sometimes the deer, they can get separated in the tall grasses, weeds, and thick vegetation. And a fawn can stray, and they'll mew, do like lost fawn calls to call to the doe, and the doe will grunt back and bleat, and they'll talk back, back and forth till they finally find each other again. So I was simulating that, and I fawn mewed and did a sequence of that. But before the fawn mew, and I did do some doe attention grunts, a series of that, and waited like 10 minutes before doing the fawn mew and lost fawn calls. And this doe come rushing right in looking for the fawn. It triggered her maternal instincts, and she come in looking for a potentially lost fawn. And then I got like a 25-yard shot on her. And it was a nice big doe. So that filled one of my doe tags. Let's see. Keith Lilly says, good evening, went scouting in 4A for our October hunt on Saturday. See some good sign, but didn't see a moose. A reminder for all, bring spare tires. Had brand new 10-ply tires on and still cut one. Oh, yeah, I do have a spare. That's too funny. My tires are brand new. Let's hope that doesn't happen to me. But so thanks for that, Keith. Thanks for sharing, Keith. So you didn't see a moose, but you saw some good sign. Or at least you saw some good sign. So you're going to, yeah, I think that 4A zone, that's that. I think, Keith Lilly, that you're the one going on that special adaptive unit moose hunt way up in the northwestern quadrant of Maine, almost along the Canadian border. I've been on a moose hunt in that same zone several years ago. So Tiny Tines Productions, he says, I hunt North Georgia. That's awesome. I have shot a doe already too. Oh, great. Thanks for that, Tiny Tines. So Tiny Tines from Georgia. He's gotten a doe down already, and he says, I've only seen small bucks so far. That's surprising in Georgia. Well, it's been hot, warm, and it's still early. Tiny Tiny says, oh no, it felt good. Yeah. Yes, have 2 tags, wife and son. Yeah, so Keith Lilly has the 2, that's right, his son and wife have a tag for that zone, for that moose hunt. But I think you're going the first week on that hunt up there, I think, right, Keith? If you're going for the first of the 4, it's like a 3 or 4 week hunt up there in that zone. The first week, anyone going on the first week stands a chance, has a higher success rate. So he says, oh, second week. But that's still not too bad. First and second weeks, the success rates are higher, highest up there. See, I go the 13th, so you're leaving the Saturday. I'm leaving this Sunday to go on my moose. I'm going to deer hunt Saturday for my trophy buck here home, and I'll leave Sunday to go on the moose hunt that I'm going on with the guys, with my friends. See, I'm going to, it's probably zones 5 or 6. The Eustis, Stratton, Carabasset Valley area. By chance, Keith, do you know what zones that would be? I want to say we shot our trophy bull moose a couple years ago in zone 5 or something like that. Anyways, so that's awesome that you made it back on here, Keith. So I don't know when you joined this live stream, Keith, but maybe when I end, you can watch it from the beginning. I shared the success story of when me and my friends Josh J shot that trophy bull moose a couple years ago that was a couple inches shy of being record book. I went and I shared the details and like the tactic we used, the approach we used to be successful, and talked about the area that we were hunting in and why it was a successful hunt. But I remember last Monday, Keith, you did say that's probably a good idea to focus on water. Go towards the lower elevations where it's cooler, where the microclimate would be like several degrees, 20 degrees cooler than the higher elevation. It's been hot so far, very warm. It could be very warm next week. So water's a good bet. Go for like swampy wetland area. So Keith says, I have a friend going on a guided Bull hunt next week in Zone 4. I'm his sub-permittee, so I will scout then also. Oh, he's Keith. Wow, you're just a well-rounded moose hunter. And I do remember, Keith, you said you've been on like a dozen moose hunts, and there was one several years ago that where you had a big fat goose that you ate tag soup, and that was, I think, a son of yours that had that tag for the same zone, I think, Zone 4, the Special Adapted Unit Moose Hunt. So you're gonna be a busy boy with your moose hunting. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I remembered that. Oh gosh, yeah, I'm going as just the camera guy next week, and let's change the views. You want to see a coyote pelt? There's pictures of me on a dirt bike back here, and my grandfather with a string of trout up in one of those photos. Yeah, see, I think Skip drew the permit for next week. He made his son Josh the sub-permittee, and I'm the camera guy. And the guide that we're going with is allowing me, Josh, and Skip to go, and he's letting me film the hunt. But our good buddy Jason has to stay behind, and he's going to just bow hunt deer. He'll deer hunt while we're out hunting the moose with this guy. Jason would obviously have gone on the moose hunt if I didn't go, if I opted out. But I obviously want to film it, document the whole thing, get it on video, get it up on the YouTube channel. The moose hunt from a couple years ago, the video's got like over 70,000 views in just a couple of years, and it's still one of my top rated videos to this day. It performs very well. Gets like a couple hundred views every 48 hours still. After a couple of years later, that moose hunt performs very well on my YouTube channel. So it makes sense to keep filming and keep bringing on the moose content, keep going on moose hunt, filming them, putting out moose, because that content performs well on my channel. So you want to double down, triple it. Makes sense. Like my deer hunting content, ice fishing content, bear hunting content. Makes sense to just double down on all that content and get lots of videos out about those subjects. See, Keith is saying something else. He says, I love to hunt more than anything. You should do more coyote videos this winter also. Enjoy them. So you've watched some of the coyote videos. That's cool. Yeah, it's been a lot of years, Keith, since I've put together some coyote hunting videos. I've been thinking that I've got a 22 250 I have yet to shoot anything with. It's a great varmint, good rifle, good caliber to use for coyote, bobcat, and stuff, things like that. Yeah, it's been a few years since I've been prior hunting. Obviously I've shot a coyote. Got a coyote pelt hanging right here. I've got if I do this, guys, you see that bobcat. There's a bobcat I shot behind my house, actually. That was a 30-pound tom bobcat. That's not the only bobcat I've shot, but I've gotten several bobcat. I've shot several bobcat in my lifetime. I don't know, handful or more. Several coyote and fox. Oh, I've got over there we got a coyote howling. There's another bobcat, fox mount, rock base, some bucks. I got more bucks to put up on the wall. Porcupine, squirrel, bear. I've got my some skulls, bear skulls. That's a good sized bear skull right there. I've shot a lot of bear too. So I'm going to have another buck up on actually, let's go on a field trip. Yeah, let's move this light. Proper lighting is helpful when going live and filming and such, but so that's why I had some light. Let's see, let's look at this. There he is. This is our spare bedroom. So don't mind the sheet, but he's got the American flag on the back. This is my trophy buck from last year that I mounted. I do my own taxidermy, and I just finished mounting him. Oh. There's a 9-pointer. Yeah. Pig. My son likes him. For the detail of his nose, his eye. Yeah, so I did this mount myself. I put him in here so the cats don't destroy him and get a hold of him. He was a nice bow. I got him with my bow on Halloween. That was a Halloween buck. He'll be on the wall soon, and I've got a couple more bucks that I haven't mounted yet. I'd have more bucks on the wall if I would pull my thumb out of my you-know-where and get to work and get other people's mounts done and get my buck mounts done. And my bear, I have some more bear mounts I need to do. Doing my own taxidermy and working full-time. It makes me busy, man. And doing YouTube makes me very busy. I do a lot of things. See who else is joining me here. Adrian Baker says hi. How you doing, Adrian? So, Adrian Baker, are you going on a moose hunt? Keith, that's who's on here with me. He's going on a moose hunt next week. He's going on a couple moose hunts, actually. There's a few people on here that are going on moose hunts. I go on one next week. Are you going on a moose hunt too, Adrian? If so, where? Where are you going? And do you have anything cool to share with us about moose? I mean, what kind of tactic or method are you going to use? See, he says, Adrian says, I live in Canada already. Already went. Nice. New Brunswick, yeah. That's sweet. So Adrian went on a moose hunt into New Brunswick. What's cool about that, Adrian, this bear over my right shoulder right here, this was my first ever mount I ever did, shoulder mount. So I learned taxidermy like 3 years ago. And 3 years ago I did this bear mount, my first ever mount, and I shot that bear in New Brunswick, Canada with my bow. That was a New Brunswick Canadian bear right there over my right shoulder. Not a real big one, but I got him in New Brunswick. He says, oh, nice. So Adrian says he shot a nice one. Cool. So he shot a nice bull, I take it. Yeah. You already have him measured up by chance? Was it like a trophy bull? Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Oh, what hunting tactic or method did you use, Adrian, to shoot this? Go about getting your moose? Or was it like a spot and stalk style hunt, or a track-in type hunt, or an ambush and call? This one was 16. Oh, wow, he had 16 points. That was a good bull. Congratulations, Adrian. That's a nice one. I don't know if Josh and Skip have a cow tag or bull tag for next week. I'm just going as the cameraman. It's not my moose tag, but I'm going on a moose hunt next week to film, to be the camera guy and tag along. So we called this year. Yeah, he did some calling. That's awesome. I think the cat's got my throat tickling. I did take my allergy pill, but it's not kicked in yet. Yeah, a couple years ago, Jason and I Jason got their trophy bull moose a couple years ago with using calls. Man, that bull, did your bull, Adrian, come charging in, grunting? Or the bull that we got a couple years ago was thrashing, crashing, grunting almost every step. So, yeah, last year's moose was 52 inches, spread in 22 points. Nice. Our bull was 49. I think that was record book then, right? Is it 52 or 50? It's 50 something to be considered record book bull. 53, 54 inches. And ours was 49 inches a couple years ago. That's good for Maine, though. So you're shooting these moose in New Brunswick, Canada. This was a Maine moose we got a couple years ago, and he was 49 inches. I don't know how many points he had. So you said 22 points. Yeah, this year's rut was a little early. Okay. Yeah, it's been really warm and hot. We had a major drought here in August in Maine, and that's changing some things around here too. And today was brutally hot. I shot a doe today with my bow. It was kind of a hot day to hunt. It was like 64 degrees when I shot it. It's still only like, was that what it is now? Like 60 degrees outside. If you look at my Apple Watch, look at the weather, see what it's saying. Oh, right here. Yeah, so curious to see. Oh, 60 degrees. Yeah, it's still only a low of 53. Good thing I packed that deer full of ice. Got ice around the deer and in the deer cavity. It's in the jet sled, so it'll stay cool in that jet sled with ice all around it. I'll have to tag it first thing in the morning, get it to the butcher. Let's see, Keith Lilly says, I will keep you posted on our hunt next week. We are hunting out of Ross Lake Outfitters, so won't have any service next week. Oh yeah, that's awesome, Keith. I look forward to hearing from you soon thereafter. You'll have to join us live again and share with us all the success stories and just your hunting experiences. Adrian Baker says, our moose week was 2 weeks ago. We only have 5 days. Huh. Only a 5-day hunt, and it was 2 weeks ago. And I'm willing to bet, Adrian, that it's a 5-day hunt. And because, and are there any other hunts coming up, Adrian? Or was that the only one in your area? The density of moose must be high up there. We only have 5 days, yeah. So our moose week was 2 weeks ago. Okay. Gosh, let's see. The moose density in Maine, I think, has dropped significantly. Where I live currently, guys, for all of you that are still with me live, where I live right now, I'm in moose, bear, deer, coyote country. Bobcat, obviously, too, because I shot that big Tom bobcat behind my house. Bobcat, coyote, deer, moose, bear, turkey, you name it, fox, fisher, ermine, martins, all your weasels, your porcupines, squirrels, gray squirrels, red squirrels. We have it all around here. And I've noticed that the moose population has dwindled significantly in my area where I live. On good years, there's usually a moose or two roaming the woods behind my house. I'd go out back and see cut moose tracks, see moose droppings, and I'll be hunting somewhere locally around nearby and have moose come by my set where I'm sitting deer hunting. I've been able to film a nice bull moose, like a 2-year-old or 3-year-old bull moose. 1 year bow hunting deer in early season, October, bow hunting deer. I had a bull moose come by. And I don't see that anymore. It's been many, many, many years since I've had moose sightings like that in this area. See, Adrian's still going. Adrian says, yeah, we have a ton of moose and only have 5 days in the season. So usually last week of September. Yeah, so with a large moose population, you can still do well with a shortened season. I'm sure the majority of hunters fill tags, given the moose density is high up there. And you're not going to see that kind of success rate around Maine, where I live, where, as I was just mentioning, I've noticed the moose population dwindling. And the brainworm has been horrendous. There was actually on my YouTube channel an old TikTok or Shorts video that I have up on my YouTube channel. I think it's still on there. It's one of the oldest videos from many years ago. It's a Shorts video of a cow moose that had the brainworm. I was able to almost touch her. I was able to walk right up to her within like 5 feet and film her real close. I think she was infected with the brainworm. I remember like several days later going out in the same area and sighting her out in the swamp, film her, and she was kind of walking with her ears droopy and she was doing circles, and she wasn't doing too hot. And then she was sighted out around behind McDonald's, Rite Aid, Walgreens, in town, walking through town. She She was delirious. This brainworm is a serious thing with moose. And she eventually did die. It took her life, obviously. Keith says, Adrian, do you have tick problems in New Brunswick? Oh, great question. Yeah, Adrian, do your moose in New Brunswick get a lot of ticks? Do you have a tick problem up there? I don't even recall ever seeing ticks on this bear I shot in New Brunswick. This bear over my right shoulder. Shot that in New Brunswick, Canada with a bow. I didn't see any ticks on that. I mean, the bear I shoot in Maine, I will find a couple ticks on them. But obviously the deer are loaded with ticks. So Keith asked you, Adrian, do you have a tick problem with your moose? Never seen a moose with brainworm. Oh, but have you ever heard of that, Adrian? Obviously Keith has, because Keith, I think, is from my home state, Maine. Yeah, the brainworm may not have made it your way. Yeah, Adrian, it might not be as big of a threat to your moose population up there as it is here in Maine. Obviously, the biologists are working double time and overtime and stuff to really crack down on that, on figuring out ways to manage the populations of everything, not just our deer and moose, but the ticks themselves in general, and to help, cut back the problem, the brain worm problem with the moose. The deer are obviously the host of this pest, this parasite thing that can eventually kill the moose. It doesn't affect it's a symbiotic, it's a mutualistic, or not mutual, but it's a symbiotic relationship, but I'm not sure what, there's 3 different relationships and symbiotic relationships. But this parasite has some sort of symbiotic relationship with the deer, and it doesn't affect the deer or kill the deer. But the deer obviously defecate, or it comes from the deer, the white-tailed deer, and then the moose who eat the vegetation and eat and browse around the areas where the deer have been, where the deer are defecating, and that parasite's expelling from the bodies of the deer and getting in the vegetate on the food that the moose are eating, and the moose are contracting it, ingesting it, and the moose don't fare so well. So that, hence brainworm. The parasite takes a toll on our moose population in Maine. So Adrian says, more deer than used to be 10 or so years ago. Oh, nice. So your deer population's growing up there. So that ultimately you may end up seeing more ticks with the deer population growing, expanding. The tick population could end up growing on you too. I live in Plaster Rock, New Brunswick. So I'm from Maine, grew up in Princeton, but in Quebec now. Nice. Princeton's not far from me. I'm in the Machias area. So our moose are getting hurt in the winter here. Yes. Yeah, I just saw that Keith that says, yeah, our moose are getting, hence that special adaptive unit moose hunt that you're going on. See, I could pin, I think I might have just learned something with this whole live stream. So if I pull up, or do I hit that? Start a poll, start a question and answer. So I can start a question and answer. I can start a poll. There's some cool little tools and features on these live streams that I have yet to utilize. But let's see, I don't want to miss any of your questions or anything. More deer than used to be. Yes, Adrian said, Keith, that there's more deer than there has been in the last 10 years up in New Brunswick, Canada. So it's cool. Are you as successful of a deer hunter, Adrian, as you are a moose hunter? Have you shot some trophy bucks in your area, Adrian? Cool. Right on. Oh, so we're going on 50 minutes. That was a long pause on my part because I asked a question, but I wonder if you guys are dropping out on me. Head to bed. Let's see, we're coming up on 10 o'clock. See, Adrian says, I haven't shot any massive giants. but have shot quite a few deer. Yeah, no, well, congratulations on your deer hunting and your moose hunting. That's totally fine. Yeah, I just want to know if you were an avid deer hunter as well, besides a moose hunter. Oh, so you've shot moose and deer. How about bear? Adrian, obviously you're in bear country. I imagine you've shot bear. Maybe a bear don't interest you, but do you shoot bear too? See, my son shot a nice 9-point last year. That's awesome, Adrian. Congratulations to your son for shooting that trophy 9-point. So Keith says I shot biggest buck last year in my own food plot. It grossed 146 and weighed 229. That is awesome. Congratulations, Keith. The food plots I hunt over are grown. It's actually my place of work, employment. It's private gated land. It's a wastewater facility, blueberry factory wastewater site facility. And it looks like a park. We have all kinds of clover plots. There's like big wide open areas that we grow into fields because we irrigate blueberry wastewater through sprinklers and Nelson irrigation guns out there. So we have all kinds of little micro food plots filled with clover spread out all over. And I shot my 202-pound 9-point buck with my bow on Halloween night and nearby one of those little micro plots. And I shot my doe tonight off that same stand. The stand I shot my 202-pound 9-point buck off with my bow last year. I shot the doe off of tonight with my bow. So it's a good stand location. See, Adrian Baker says shot one with bow. Yeah, oh. Nice, congratulations, Adrian, for getting your deer with your bow. So Keith says, no bow kills for me yet, but just started this year. Yeah, you'll pick it up. You'll get here, and Keith, you seem to be quite the hunter, so oh man, once you shoot that first one with a bow, you won't ever turn back. It's gonna hook you for life. I lost count of how many deer and bear and rabbit, squirrels and porcupines I've shot with a bow. I've flung arrows at everything we can legally shoot in Maine. Obviously I've missed a lot too with a bow, but you gotta just keep at it, plug away, practice. A lot of times your good practice is going on an actual hunt, is being on the hunt and learning from your mistakes and learning from your experience, building experience, building repertoire, building a hunting resume, if you will. That's a lot of it. A lot of it stems from that. Just going hunt. You just got to hunt. What? Just go hunt. What could be a good tagline or a motto here? Nike's just do it, right? So you just gotta go. See, Think Media. It's a YouTube channel I follow. Well, Think Media, his thing is you just got to press record. So with hunting, you've just got to go hunt. You just gotta hunt. So that's your best practice, really, because you're going to learn from your mistakes, learn from failures, learn from successes. So Adrian says today. Let's see. Adrian says about the size of the one you got in New Brunswick. Oh, nice. So you got a bear. Season just started for deer, for bow. So your bow season on deer just started today. That's awesome. And you got a bear about the size of that one that I got in New Brunswick. Congratulations on your bear. It says, well, I better get going. It's 11. I don't know. Yeah, have a great night, Adrian. So you're welcome back next Monday night. So maybe we'll see you on other live streams. Every Monday night I go live right around 9 p.m., between 9 and 10. I try to end by 10. So have a good night. Yeah, Keith, let's see, no bow kill for me yet. So congratulations on your moose hunts this year, Keith, and I hope you do get a deer with your bow eventually. You have a good night, Keith, and definitely keep me posted on your moose hunt, on how it all went down next week. So you can join me, not next Monday night, but 2 Mondays from now, you can come back on and share your story of your moose hunts with us. All right, everybody. So it's been fun. So until next Monday. So I'll actually, believe it or not, if given I have cell service, I'll be live. I think where we'll have internet. So I'll be live from our lodge, from the moose hunting lodge, wherever our moose hunt is. I'll be going live next Monday night. Yeah. So hopefully I'll obviously be sharing our first day's hunting adventure next Monday night on live at the Moose Lodge, the Moose Hunting Lodge. So how cool is that? So yeah, thanks you also, and we'll do. Yeah, great. Yeah, good night, Keith, Adrian, and we got others up here, and Tiny Tines and Vincent. Good night, everybody. And all right, see you all next Monday night, and I hope you all have a successful hunting season ahead. And please join back next Monday night. All right, see you then, everybody. Good night.